So far, nice little move in here to the upside last week and this week in OXY overall. You can see we were basically opening at that $46 handle last week. We closed up here right around those 52s. Now we're trading about $1 or so higher in here today. We were in those 53s for a little bit this morning. And then obviously that big pullback came in the overall markets and things like that. And that kind of drug us down, but we're still green on the day, up around 61 cents from last week's close. Where does that kind of put us overall? Well, basically, we have a couple of resistances in here that we are going to be watching. These are coming from prior resistances and supports a couple years ago. You can see all the way back here in October of 24. So basically, our first level is going to be right here at that 53.56. And then we're looking here at that 54.40 level. And then anything past that, we have basically a straight shot in here to that 200 SMA, which is trading right around that $56 handle. So that's kind of what we're looking at here overall on this weekly chart. Basically, a nice big push in here to the upside, has our RSI really overbought right here at 71. Obviously, in the weekly chart, we can stay up here for a little while in the 70s, but a little breather here, reset all the technicals would be helpful for us before we start working on that next leg higher. As far as our expected moves go, we have about $1.65 expected move by this Friday. Next Friday, about 250. And if you go all the way out to March monthly expiration, right around a $3.85 expected move being priced in here. So that's what we're looking at in OXY. So relatively cheap options for what they are and the type of move that we just got. Now, speaking of relatively cheap options, we're going to be looking at TLRY. We have IV rank in here sitting at 7. So everybody or everything in here is priced in pretty well compared to itself over the past year. So we're going to take a little low risk to high reward position in here. You play this thing either way you want it, but if you are looking to get in here, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at these very, very cheap options, and it's also a cheap stock too, but we have our options, our IV rank sitting at 7. So very, very cheap options in here compared to itself over the past year. On the technicals here on this weekly chart for TLRY, you can see little consolidation in here for the past 3 or 4 weeks. What we're watching is this lower trend line right here. That's sitting at that 735 mark. We're at 20 cents off of it. If we do end up breaching that, then we're going to be watching here right around that 680 handle. Then we're going to be looking basically all the way down here at that $5 range for our next supports. To the upside, it's all going to be about this 9-day EMA and this 50 SMA. One's trading at 833, one's trading at 847. So you basically a 14-cent channel in here that's going to hold a lot of weight, a lot of resistance for us. But if we can breach this on some good volume, perhaps this RSI on the weekly needs to be reset just a little bit more than what it already is. Get some decent volume in here back behind us on some momentum. Then that is going to be a big wall to crush. But once we crush it, then this thing shouldn't slow us down until we get up here right around that $9.50 range. So that's what we're looking at here in TLRY. Also, you have an expected move about 45 cents this week. Next week, 70 cents. If you go all the way out to the following Friday, which is 313, right around $1 expected move. So overall, relatively cheap options in here compared to themselves. Different movements for each stock, but yet the IV is kind of coming back to us in each of them. So your IV rank is getting a little bit lower in each of these, as you can tell, even though they got some decent moves. So that's what we're looking at overall, some low risk, high reward, cheap options plays in here for OXY and TLRY. And we're going to see how this shakes out as we continue throughout the end of the week in here. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.